Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless A Trading Frank. Let me just. Okay, I'm restarting. Got to restart my brain. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless A Trading Frank. It's approximately 8:46 p.m. Sorry, it's been a busy evening for us here with all our rescued pets and everything going on. And it is February 28th, last day of February. 2019. This is a strategic webinar. And as you all know by now, that these sessions that I do, these 2 or 3 times a week that I do these strategic webinars, they're almost pretty much frigging correct 90%, or I shouldn't say 90%, but 80% of the time, right to the dot. So if you guys are listening to these and not necessarily attending, everyone's got their busy lives, but you should at least review these webinars because they are going to make money for you. It's really as simple as that. Full disclosure, this is purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice. And let us begin. We have a great loyal member, an old member. Trina, and thank you for attending. And everyone else can listen to this at their own time, hopefully before the market starts tomorrow. So on that note, let me try to keep it short, which I never do, but let me go over a couple of things. So first and foremost, the announcement. Hello, kids, aka traders, because after all, we are, from a behavioral game theory standpoint, behavioral finance, we're all kids in the market. But we have to accept the fact that we are, as kids, we have to keep our brains open to keep on learning. That's what I do every single day. So if you guys think you know it all, then you are going to be in the doghouse. Well, I shouldn't say doghouse. We have lovely dogs. But you are going to be in the bottom of the pit because you think you know it all. No one knows it all. All we try to do is read the message of the markets faster. That's what I do through charts. And my tactical charts have been extremely precise, both on stocks and the markets. And these are what the Wall Street guys, where I come from, get paid millions of dollars to forecast. And you're getting it for a pittance of the money for 70 bucks a month or whatever, 90 bucks a month. So it's a fact. On that note, welcome. So I'm going to go through my little boogie board here and mention a couple of things, what we call rules of engagement. And then I am going to, let me write this down properly, rules of engagement. And then I'm going to open up, and our loyal member here, Ms. Bolton, had mentioned 2 stocks which went through the roof that we covered on the last webinar. If anyone cares to remember, one was Etsy and one was Kavana. Both were 200 to 300+% options winner. So hats off. Even though we've traded the stocks before, thank you for reminding us, Trina. And that is exactly what member Q&A involvement is all about. So it's quite a little bit disappointing to see, but I won't complain about it too much, is the fact that no one else is here. Why? They don't like stocks? I don't know. So rules of engagement when it comes to markets. Number 1. I'm not doing it from a priority basis, but just, rules of trading engagement. Diversify. Always have multiple positions. I don't care if it's one contract. Diversify. Number 2. ER. Earnings trades. Every single day I put out a whole bunch, select list of companies that I have had experience with or that I think are going to perform. And I would say overall, and I've back tested these, that a good 70% of them go through the roof. 30% of them, some of them go to nothing. But that 70% that goes through the roof, makes you a lot of money. So I don't care if you buy one contract, and if it's too expensive, don't worry about it. Like booking, buying one contract would be like $1,500, $2,000. Like forget it, don't do it. And it didn't matter because booking was down 211 points. Could have shorted it. Yeah, I could have shorted it. I didn't. I didn't even bother doing it. I put it out there because the options were way too expensive. So you could buy something 100 points higher for $2, $3. I think that's what I put out there. So you lost $200, but you didn't lose your whole shirt. So ER's earning trades. But every single day, whether it be Monster, whether it be tonight, for example, Splunk, Workday, biggest winner tonight is Gap stores, up 25% after hours. You know what those options, which should cost you $1, where they're going to go? Well, you go figure if you did it. So earnings trades. Number 3, selective stocks. Some of it your idea, some of it that I'm putting out through as suggestions. Remember, I'm not your broker. I'm not your advisor. I'm not here running your money. If that was the case, I'd be charging you an arm and a leg, right? So selective stocks, so you got to use your own judgment. And you say, okay, I like that chart because that's what I put through, and you move with it. Number 4, always watch. Frina, fill in the blank. Always watch what? What's the proxy for the markets on the opposite side?
The VIX.
Thank you. A+. The VIX. I should say not but I should say Mr. Vixen, because I can't say the Vixen because then I'll be politically incorrect. Okay, Mr. Vixen. So you always diversify, always have like 1 or 2 contracts on this and that, because look what's going on with the biotechs. Look what we are delivering on reversal trades, which I'm going to come to next. So diversify, earnings trades, definitely do earnings trades because that is one of the fastest way to grow small accounts. Selective stocks, always watch the VIX. Now, I do the job. I keep on showing the VIX, but you always have to look at that quickly on your iPhone, your iPad, on your computers. If you see some very large candle developing on the VIX, especially the way I construct my charts, then obviously you have to you have to take your profits. You have to get cautious. You have to reduce your long exposure. If you have 5 contracts, you want to bring it down to 1 or 2. That's the way you do it. So these are the rules of engagement. Remember, this is algo HFT warfare. That's what it is. If you don't want to hear me, I don't really care, but I'm teaching you guys the right thing. Okay? This is algo HFT warfare. Algorithmic high frequency trading warfare. The hedge funds are trading like crazy. That's why Amazon's up 7 1 point. They're down 5, then they're up 15. Just to give you an example, that's how hedge funds trade. You don't want to accept the reality of the thing. That's your loss, not mine. Let's move on. Next point. Types of options that we're doing. We are doing short term. One of the fastest moving short term options are the SPYs, the high beta stocks. What are the high beta stocks, Trina? That move around like crazy?
Any of the tech?
Yeah, so you have the answer. So name one. That move around like 5, 10, $15 like no problem.
Google,
Yep.
Amazon.
Thank you. Google. And by the way, I didn't pay Trina to answer these questions. She already knows, okay? Amazon, Tesla, right?
Yep.
And a bunch of others. Nvidia. So short term, you can trade these both on day and swing trades. And extremely volatile. On a day trade, they can be big money. You know that. A $1 call can go to 3 real fast. Oh, Apple too, certain days, right? So that's your short
Yep.
term, high beta momentum. Then we do the swing trades. You have any examples that come to your mind that you might have done or you're keeping an eye on that we have been doing really well on?
Boeing.
Boeing is a terrific swing trade. Thank you. Boeing is actually a proxy on the markets, on the overall market. So that's a proxy on the markets. So yes, Boeing basically leads the Dow Jones. So Boeing, Caterpillar, companies like that, Deere, and the other swing trades which require patience, but require your undivided attention to looking at my charts are the biotechs. Monster winners, Clovis, Amarin. Look back from the last couple of weeks, last month or so that I've been putting. Array, Blue, Biomarine, and a lot of them are what do you call it, buyout candidates too. So those are the swing trades. So everyone sees that? Okay, good. Then we have the long-term swing trades, which have been huge winners. Don't necessarily have to hold them for months and months. You can always stagger. You can come in. You can buy them on dips. I keep on showing them. Name one. One is a food company, which has been a huge winner. It starts with
John.
the C.
Oh.
Chipotle.
Oh.
Okay, from 250, the stock went to 612. Now it's at 608. Papa John's is going to be a huge winner in my opinion. This comes from my Wall Street days. I have actually studied the fundamentals on the company. I've studied, look, they're not selling much. They're getting beaten by, other companies, but their valuation is very cheap. So Papa John's is a great swing trade. And time to time you can day trade it. When they came out with earnings, the stock went up to 46. I keep on showing the charts. So that's a great swing trade with an element of faith in it. I believe that the company that's behind them, which is Starboard Capital, they are big private equity. They didn't buy like millions of shares, dollars worth of shares, just to sit there and lose money. That's big. So we have swing trades like that. We have swing trades like Square, which was huge today, off the lows. How could you not buy something at $1 and sell it at 3? Literally, that's what happened. The options, it went from $1 and change to 3 plus. That's 200% intraday. And I kept on showing on the charts. This is a tactical reversal trade. You've been seeing all these reversal trades that I've been putting out there? Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing them all.
Brings me to my next point. And I'm going to try to write it down. It does not matter if a stock collapses. play the, and it is the word is tactical, not all of them, tactical reversal trades. What was one of the biggest reversal trades we have done recently? You might be in it, might have been in it, might not. It starts with a B. The stock went from 63 to 75, exactly what I said. You got to focus.
No clue.
Beat, B-E-A-T. The options went from, on BEAT, the options went from 40 cents to $3. Got to focus on my Twitter feed. When you're looking at my Twitter feed, one of the things, and this is not just for you, for everyone to listen, just jot down the symbol on the side. Bookmark that on your end on Twitter, bookmark that particular post. Huge money made, and this is not the first time, and I'm getting better and better at this stuff. Reversal trades. What was one of the biggest reversal trades that I said on my previous webinars? I think you might have been in it from a week ago, 10 days ago. It was a gaming company. Okay?
Oh, EA?
Yes, EA. Thank you. Huge. It was like 400%, 1,000%. I don't even know. Because I try to catch the money in the middle. Then we had recently, in the last couple of days, beat. Like 600%. Now, these are not a joke. Because if you caught a bunch in the middle, I'm talking to everybody else out there, you guys will be golden. Look, I'm going to talk about something that the market's doing right now. Not like, oh, it's a bull market, it's all going higher, you know, Donald Trump is going to make the world look great. No. I want to talk about these windows that the market opens where the hedge funds are rushing in to close the quarter, to close the month, and certain stocks are going through the roof. And that's what I keep on showing from my previous knowledge, and then I use my charts. Now, if you guys are not taking advantage of those windows, okay, windows. Here's a window, all right, of opportunity. Then, I'm sorry to say, it is the dumbest thing ever that all of you are doing. These windows don't last too long. Maybe they last a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. This has nothing to do with swing trades or day trades. These windows open up where the big funds are running into some stocks, big time. I have so many reversals, not even funny. Not talking about swing trades. I'm not talking about day trades. I'm talking about reversal trades. Go through my Twitter feed and look for the word reversal. And reversal trades can make you a lot of money. So it doesn't matter if you were long before. Let's say you were long like 1 or 2 contracts at $2 or $3. You don't want to go like crazy on the basket of strategy, which I'll talk next about earning strategies, which I keep on saying. Basket strategy. The baskets. Let's say you have $1,000. Let's say you have $600. Let's say you have $400. And you say, okay, I want to buy 1 contract, which all adds up to $400. And you get 1 or 2 winners, your 400 goes to 600 to 800, 50% to 100%. If this simple strategy you don't grasp, certainly contact me. Or certainly ask your head, like, what the heck you're doing? Because all I'm trying to do is work 24/7 to help you guys. These windows that open up in the market, they are predestined, pre-controlled by big money. And these are the windows you either make the money or you don't. Your account grows. You can play with bits and pieces of that account, leave most of the cash on the side. And I teach all this stuff on the advanced coaching sessions, right? The good old ACS, advanced coaching. Sometimes I get frustrated. Why? Because I don't like my luck? No, I get frustrated because a whole bunch of you are just living in some weird world where these opportunities are coming up and you are doing nothing. Now, how do I know that? Well, I kind of feel it. Like Trump says, I feel it. Well, I feel it. I know exactly the people who are making money. They're the ones who hit the likes. They're the ones who are engaged. When you're excited in life, you want to scream out. You want to congratulate yourself. You learn from your successes. You learn from your failures and rejoice in your successes. I'm not asking everybody to sign up for the advanced coaching session in case I have no life. I already spent enough time running the service, doing the webinars and stuff. But the few people who sign up, I do the group coaching sessions. That's the best way you should sign up. Don't do the private coaching sessions because that costs more money, because it costs more of my time. Do the group coaching sessions. 3 or 4 or 5 of you on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. That's when I do it. Or after the market on a weekday. Great. And you'll see the difference. All right, guys. It's a lot of winners. Okay? And I'm not going to sit here like some other service and tell you which one did 400%, 500%. I already showed that on my Twitter feed. Whether it be a Melly, whether it be a JD, whether it be so many of them. I can't even remember. So let's kick off. Here's my boogie board sync. All right, here we are. Quick snapshot. The market wants to go higher. That's it. All right. Futures are up about 7 right now. The market wants to go to these levels right here. On the E-minis, it's 28.26. Possibly, if we get a solid China deal, not the walkout North Korea deal. North Korea, by the way, doesn't matter. This is the bigger picture. I said that a while ago. The fat guy in North Korea doesn't want to give up his nukes. Would you? You know, if you lived in a bad neighborhood and you had like all kinds of like rifles and ammo, would you just give up because somebody came and said, "Oh, you're going to be safe"? And then, well, the guy in North Korea, Kim Il Jung, is a very small guy. I mean, he's a very smart guy. He's very fat, which is actually a bad thing because he probably has major diabetes and all that stuff. But he's not a nut. He's calculated. His generals know that they're not going to give it up. So what happened yesterday, which was kind of silly, but I think President Trump did the right thing, trying to appease him, because you don't want to piss off a madman. So he attacks South Korea or throws a missile off Japan. Remember that he was doing that 2 years ago. So I think Donald did the right thing, but it was kind of a diplomatic failure when everything broke down. But it doesn't matter to the markets. Markets don't give a crap about countries which don't have money, right? Trading and capitalism is about money. Once you make money, then you can do all the great, generous stuff you always want to do in your life. You cannot be a socialist. You cannot be like, oh, tax everyone to death and then no one has money and everyone's going to help each other. No, it doesn't work like that. It never worked in any of the other nations. It won't ever. The human race is capitalistic. They want to work and make money for themselves and their family, and then you can do all the good things you want to do in your life. Because when you're poor, you can't do crap for anyone else. That's called capitalism. All right. That's your daily chart looking good. That's a bull flag. That's your intraday chart. You know, the frigging algorithmic high frequency black boxes like running the market. Those are your ranges. The ranges so far are still intact. There's your range. Boom. Either it's going to break out this way, head towards a low 2800s, or we shall see, and that's why the arrows are marked, whether it breaks down. Because if it breaks down below this line here, which is 20, and all of you have trading platforms, so you can always track the E-minis or the futures. If it breaks below the 50% Fibonacci retracement, 2771.54, right there, that big green dotted line, because I like to have your attention. That's why the reason why I put big dotted lines and colors. If it breaks below 2771, there's a good chance that it's going to hit this mark here, the red line at 2763. And God help us if it breaks that, because I ain't going to be sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to be long. I'll short the market all the way down here. That is still a possibility. If the China stuff breaks down, like what happened with North Korea, and good old Donald, who is actually skinnier than the fat boy Kim Il-jung, even though I think Donald should lose some weight, is the fact that if that happens, the markets will be down 1,000 points, which is well below here. But I'm just telling you, even little hiccups of like, oh, they're not getting along, you know, that Trump tweeted out that that he didn't like the food or something, we'll drop 300-400 points real fast. So get with it. That's the reason why I have these charts. So you all can see it. Even a child can read these charts. The child actually can read this chart better because these candles look like little Lego. They look like Lego. You guys ever play with Lego? The Lego distribution center is up in Massachusetts. Not too far away from my sister teaches at one of the universities there. That's how I found out where the Lego distribution center was. And I used to love Legos. So this is like a Lego. So get used to reading the candles. And then I put all these little lines in there so you know where you should start getting cautious and where you should start getting excited. So either the market goes above this, or if it breaks the 55th, it is going to break. Nothing that hard. Now, it doesn't mean that once it breaks the 50 Fibonacci retracement, it's going to break all the way down, because there is a major level of support where the market bounced off for. That's exactly why I have these blue arrows. Try to help you guys as much as possible, and I'll keep on doing that because that's my job. Some of you, I've noticed, are starting to get it. You know what starting to get it means? Starting to feel the tactical charts. And how do I know it? I see their social media response. They don't need to tell me. They're getting it. And all of you can get it, because I spend enough time trying to explain these things. And if you can get it, then you're going to lose a heck of a lot less money and make a heck of a lot less more by not selling at the wrong time and not buying at the wrong time, or not buying at the right time. And like I always say, DM me, contact me if you need help. I'll give you whatever I can between my human time, a couple of free lessons, then you sign up for the ACS, do what you need to do. If you're a trader and you're not hungry to make some real money, and you keep on seeing huge trades that we're delivering just pass you by repeatedly, not the first time, repeatedly, month after month, year after year, then you're completely insane. You're completely insane. I'm not right all the time, but I control my emotions to a degree that any of you can. All right, that's it. That's this chart. Trina, you're clean with this chart, right? You understand it?
Yes, I do.
Right. And the more you look at it, the more you reconstruct it on your end, and which I want to give a big sort of offer to everyone who's listening to this. Anyone who wants to construct these charts, get in touch. We'll have a group session free, and I'll show you guys how to construct these type of charts on investing.com, which is free because everybody loves free, right? All I have is an email subscription to this thing, investing.com, and it's all free. And I trade off these charts, and I do okay. I do very well sometimes, and all of you can. All right, let's go back. This is another version of the chart, the 15-minute chart, and this is showing you the entire volatility going back to the 20th of the month. In fact, that's the full thing going back to the 15th of the month. So as you can see, it's a very volatile market, but it's moving between ranges. And that's another thing I want to remind everybody, because a lot of people who are not that technically savvy, or just their brain are not just, the brain just says, no, I don't want to be a tactical trader. I just want to chase prices. Which reminds me of the trader member poll, which I'll show at the end. Well, the markets are never straight up or straight down. If you want markets straight up or straight down, you cannot look at your options. If you're trading options, for example, every day or every 2 days, in that case, look at it every 3 months, in which case the world would have changed. So this is what happened between the 15th, which was 2 weeks ago, and here's the 15th of February, and today, end of February. Sorry, leap year, so it ended today, 28. So look what the markets did. Now, was this a straight line up? No. It definitely wasn't a straight line up. It was up, down, hit the downtrend line, pulled back up, big double bottom, W, straight up, and then boom. I've guided you guys through it all the way. Now, if you think that every single red candle you want to get in and out, you are not that fast. Neither am I. I can't trade every 15-minute candle. I refuse to do that because that's a waste of commission money. The only people who make money are your trading platforms. So you need to just chill out and sit back, because this is the 15-minute intraday chart. Even if you're an intraday trader, if you're going to do this, don't do it with a lot of money, because if you do, then you're going to just sell it, then it's going to go against you, or you're going to short it, it's going to go against you, you're going to lose money. Look, I'm not the best trader in the world, but I read the markets like a wizard. I'm not into Harry Potter, so I don't know who the wizard was in Harry Potter. I always thought Harry Potter was a kind of a funny show. I'm Merlin. How about that? I'm Merlin, the wizard, when it comes to trading and charts. But I am not fast enough to trade these type of volatility. I'm just sharing my thoughts to help you all. So I sit back and I'll trade this type of range, but I'm not going to trade every single candle. And then I'm going to zoom out to the hourly chart, which is, this is the daily. There's your hourly. And I'll say, okay, hourly candles are easy to deal with. I'm not going to trade this 15-minute charts like a maniac. I will look at the ranges. Yes. Here's your range. Did we break the range? So if I bought at the bottom of the range, which I told you guys to buy on this hammer reversal, I will sell close to the top of the range. Yes, that you can do. You don't need to trade every single one of these candles. That's maniacal. I know a lot of services do that. What do they make? $60 a trade? Come on, we're not doing this for $60 a trade. We want to make $600 a trade. And some big traders can make $6,000 a trade. So I'm looking to trade the ranges, not every single candle. And look where we are right now. We are here on futures, which are down, which are up 8 points right now. Whoa, whoopee. Does it matter anything for tomorrow? No. All I know is that this is the extreme range that we're trading, 2,800 to 2871. That's 20 points. Trina, 20 points on the E-minis or S&P 500 is roughly what on the Dow Jones? You should know that by now. Trina,
140.
Thank you very much. A plus. Yes, roughly about 120 to 140 Dow Jones points. Thank you so much. And everyone should remember, one ES, which is the E-mini, or S&P point, is roughly 6 to 7 Dow Jones points. And after all, we all like to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, even though that's sort of the psychological average. Oh my God, the market's down 300. Okay. And then we obviously, as tactical traders, we look at the S&P 500. Yes, you're right. That's roughly 120 to 140 points. So this box here is 120 to 140 points. That does have a amplified effect on individual stocks, correct?
Correct.
Exactly. So as options traders, we don't like it when we buy something at 4 and then it's down at 2. Like, yeah, what the heck, But we have to keep an eye on this, telling us where we are trading, which is the box. The box keeps us stable. Thank you for your answer, Trina. I really mean that. Okay. Hey, Jody, how are you, sir? Can you hear us?
I'm good, Frank.
Yes, you sound a little distant. Are you on a speakerphone or are you at the CIA headquarters in Langley?
I'm on my. I got a laptop here.
Okay, now I can hear you clearly. So, Joe, I know we had a little one-to-one interview where you put in some thoughts and stuff, but Jody, I hope you're doing well overall.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, thank you. So one of the things that I was mentioning earlier on was that, and as I'm flicking through the charts, one of the things that I was mentioning earlier on, do I have the daily chart, is that some people are starting to and I think you might be a candidate for saying yes. Some people finally, it takes a little bit of time, but you're starting to understand the power of these charts and how they operate in this very dynamic robotic market, right?
Yes.
So you kind of self-teaching yourself, right?
Yes.
In between self-teaching, like the webinars and my comments and this and that, correct?
Correct.
And this is not going to be like a Jody Frank interview, but am I right to say that when you first started with the service, you literally, from a technical standpoint, you were just not a technical trader? Am I right?
Right.
Exactly. And you're retired, you have a beautiful family, your grandkids and stuff, so you were not really into like, okay, all this algorithmic trading and all these charts and stuff. So you kind of over time kind of self-teaching yourself with everything that I'm producing to understand this, and it's all kind of falling into place. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
Because I'm feeling that, because I know, so if it can happen, so this is what I'm going to say, guys, all right? If it can happen to Jody, Mr. Gannon, GLJ, I'd like to say, you guys can all do it. All right, I admit Jody's smarter than you guys. All right, but no, I'm serious. So the point is that I'm not kidding, okay? I'm being serious. If somebody like Jody, who really always said, "Oh, I thank you so much for," I know, what was your favorite line? Like, teaching us normal people out there about the ways of Wall Street. Wasn't that one of your biggest sort of testimonials and compliments? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking out for the little guys.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking out because I want to share the experience that I learned. And I am looking out. Part of me wants to share a lot of things that I've learned. Because after all, we're all God's children, right? So the bottom line is, yes, I am. So if somebody like Jody can get it, then a lot of you bozos out there, like Smart Alex, can certainly get it. And if you don't think that you can do this, the right way. And I'm not saying Jody's making millions of dollars a month, but he's certainly doing a heck of a lot better than he was a couple of years ago. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, Frank.
Just overall, right? Between the losses and the gains and stuff, you're kind of getting a feel of like, what's this guy saying about this stochastics and these markets and stuff? Because I'm very mechanical where I trade. So all of you guys can do it. And if you honestly want to directly, and I've always tell my members to communicate, reach out and contact Jody on Twitter or or leave a question for him on the chat room, and I'm sure he'll be happy to put in his 2 cents if that's okay with you. Anything we can do to enhance and help our members, because we're like a big family. We're like I always said, we're all in the same boat. Some of us are trading with bigger money, some of us are trading with smaller money. But losing money, even on paper, sometimes it just doesn't feel good. We're all the same emotions. Some of us control emotions better by being more tactical, more mechanical, and some of us just let go into our emotions and just be completely blown up when we shouldn't be. That's the difference. So anyway, thank you, Jody, for your thing. So this is your weekly chart. The weekly chart is showing a doji candle, which is a red candle, which means a sign of indecision. Now, why is it a sign of indecision? Obviously, because we're near the big fat resistance here at 28.25 that we almost touched. So obviously, we have the red doji candle. Now, one of the things I mentioned today, which I mean that, is that the media, I don't mean the CNN and all that stuff, but there's a financial media, Wall Street. Notice the negativity all over. Oh, this China thing, even if he works it out, was not going to work. It's all pissing on good old Donnie, my New York boy, Donald Trump. And look, I'm a fair guy. When he does something stupid, I say it. I say it the way I see it. But he's doing a pretty great goddamn job when it comes to the economy. So the fat guy in the North Korean guy who said, oh, he's not going to give up all his nukes. I think Donald Trump did the right thing. He said, fine, we're not going to do it. I don't eulogize anyone. I only eulogize God. But he's doing a good job. But the media is all like over his butt, just like, oh, everything he's doing is dead wrong. Oh, the China deal, the Chinese don't really. The Chinese are going to cut a deal. Does that mean the market's going to be up 700 points? No. But I think the markets are going to be relieved. So there is going to be a relief rally. But you hear the negativity so thick that it is annoying. Nobody told you to buy the market other than our service down here. And all of you can attest to that. Nobody told you the market all the way up. Nope. Nobody's telling you to buy the market as long as this blue line here, which is the 5-week moving average. That's why I have the MA5 here, not the 5-day. 5-week moving average is moving higher. Yes, we can drop 100, 200 points. Who the heck cares? So cut out the negativity that you hear from the financial media, from the regular media. Everybody's so skeptical about U.S. business, about a recession looming, about Fed Chairman Powell being a complete idiot, which he's not, that Donald Trump is doing the worst job in the world when he's dealing with the Chinese. Yeah, sometimes he goes nuts about some of the things he says and stuff. I mean, of course. But I'm talking overall. Disregard it. Follow the charts. If Trina can do it, the two people who are here tonight, and Jody can do it, all of you can do it. Is it easy? No. I'm not going to bullshit you guys that in the middle of the day, when you get those big sell programs, like this is an actual picture of a daily chart, a 15-minute chart. Is it stomach churning? Sure. But you can buy the swing trades. You can buy these big killer biotechs we're delivering that you might have to wait 2 weeks to get a 300% gain. So, when was the last time your grandma said, hey, if you wait 2 weeks, you're going to triple your money? Well, we're showing you that. Whether it be Clovis, whether it be Biomarine, whether it be Blue, in 2 days it went up 100%. And I believe that stock is going to get taken out. Focus, guys, focus. So that's it. So far it's looking good. So I'm happy to look at a stock or two before we sign off. So Trina, Jody, you know, I think Jody, you were in Square on the reversal.
Yes.
That felt good, right?
Yep.
I know. I'll tell you. That was, I kind of felt it. I liked the company. I did it. I looked at a whole bunch of my different indicators. I don't have time to show all those. And I say, you know what? Dive in. $1 to $3. I mean, boom. Stock's going to 90. Now, here's a stock I want to show, which was actually one of our earnings player. I didn't want to highlight it too much, but I want to show you this stock because I did showcase this stock when they came public at 27. That was back in October of last year. It's called Guidant Health. It is a biotech company which does some major cancer detection, if I remember correctly. Okay? The stock, and this is what's important about learning. You know how I put the hashtag? I started putting hashtags on Twitter because now my work is being shown all over Twitter. I'm like an idiot. I don't know social media much, right? No, and I'm like hashtag it so that, people like want to type in biotech, like they'll see my work. So here is what's going on. This stock is a real company. So for months since it came public, when we said buy it, so you could have bought like 10 shares, whatever. I'm not going to know. We can't buy every IPO, but still, you could buy 1 share just to track the stock. Seriously, I'll buy 10 shares. I don't care. Only way you'll know how to learn to trade or understand the characteristics of a stock, which is the same thing as a human being's personality, is you need to own 1 share. Ladies and gentlemen, I said that on the last video that I learned more about stocks by doing earnings plays. And all of a sudden, it's on my trading list. Remember, we all have a trading list. I have a trading list of about 50 different stocks that we go back and forth in. So, how would you get to know them if you don't date them once? So, earnings are a good way to date them one time. All right? So, here's Guidant Health, serious company, traded between 30 and 50, which is a nice range to start with. I will admit, I haven't traded this stock much. I did buy a little bit on the IPO, left it in there. The stock now has broken out in a big way. Now, very easy to see. Here's your acceleration channel, and now it's in the upper end of the acceleration channel. So these are the type of swing trades you want to do. It doesn't matter if over the next 24 to 72 hours, if the stock drops 2 or 3 points. As long as the candle remains solidly green and doesn't turn blood red and become a bearish engulfing candle, which is this, takes over the whole body of this candle and falls below this level here, which is 50, what is this level here? 57. Yeah, below 57 and engulfs the whole body of the candle, the stock's going higher. It's really as simple as that. Look, technical analysis is not that hard. What's hard is the stuff that I do, how I construct the charts. Once you understand that part of it, you guys can make a lot of money. Most of the times I don't make, most of the times, I'm leaving a trade a little bit too early because it's gone way too fast, too hard. So I'm taking 120% and I'm leaving it there. And then I see it go up another 100%. But at least you take the 120%. Momentum trading is a whole different ballgame. You want to learn about momentum trading? Real fast momentum trading, especially in these windows of opportunity that the market gives us? sign up for the ACS session. I'll give you a big break. Sign up. 20 of you sign up. All right? Get the 5-pack session. I'll give you whatever big discount I can. Because the payment team from the PayPal side, I give way too much discount. They don't make any money. And they scream at me. But sign up, because I'll teach you the whole basis of momentum trading. Because momentum trading in these windows of opportunity that the market gives us is huge. Which you guys just don't get it. And I said a long time ago, it's hard to trade a runaway overall bull market just the way it's hard to trade a runaway collapsing market like we had from October till December 24th. This runaway bull market that's been going on, 99% of the average trader out there has made no money. Because every little time it goes up, either they're getting in too late or they're just not getting in. So, all of you sign up for the ACS sessions. I'll give you a big break and we'll have a big fiesta. All right? A rave party where I'll explain to you all this stuff. Anyway, so this stock, looking at the candle structure and stuff in between, as long as this bullish candle doesn't evaporate, is going to $80. So why not buy something 2-3 months out at 80? And in this type of situation where the company is just getting recognized, that 14 points you get is a lot on the options. 300-400%. All right, let me entertain the stock that you guys like. Please make it quick because I got to sign off.
Well, the Tesla chart looked good, but after this announcement, will that affect it?
Tesla chart looks pretty awesome. The stock's down only $5, right? Overall. This is what the stock looked like before it came out with the announcement. My opinion is I'm kind of biased towards Tesla. I don't drive a Tesla. I like gas-guzzling cars, Seriously, we have a gas-guzzling cars, all right? V8s and V12s. And I think Tesla's going higher. Now, for a simple reason. This is Tesla's daily chart. Now, the stock is at 309 after it pulled back, they cut the price on 35. Tesla is a highly volatile stock. There's a lot of hedge funds and shorters who Tesla's like hate me or love me. There are a lot of haters on Tesla. And the short funds, who have been losing money since Tesla was a $90 stock, they keep on saying, all right, the company's going to go out of business. Tesla's going higher, in my opinion. Now, you can trade them. When I put Tesla out at $1, the options went to $5. You know that from yesterday, right? They went from 2 to 5 to 6 or 7. Yep. Exactly. So you got to pay Tesla on a tactical basis. So what did I do? I took a bunch of my options out. And then I bought the 330 calls, which are pretty goddamn cheap overall. So saying that, the stock is right down here. It's at 309.40 after hours. So let's zoom in. That's your Tesla daily chart. You can clearly see in his very zigzag fashion, and the internals are still saying higher. What I like is this. Here's the little secret. This is the secret sauce. All right? I'm not a price chasing idiot. I am a technical idiot. This I like. Should be in a different color. This I like. This is showing internal strength. I don't care who the haters are. That GM guy, Lutz, comes over. Oh, Tesla's going to be out of war. Elon Musk is a transgender who's going to basically die on drugs. That's all he talks about. Bob Lutz. I mean, every time it comes out, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Let me just buy the stock. All right? So there's a lot of haters. The more you have a hater on the stock, here's what's going on with Tesla, which is really great. They're going to cover their $920 million debt covenant that's coming up by Friday. They are also working to open a Shanghai factory with whole funding coming out of some big Chinese companies. Do you know what that means? It's $60,000 Tesla here. You know how much it costs in China with all the duties and all the import taxes and all the other stuff, the transportation costs? What do you think it costs in China? Take a guess. Jody, Trina?
Probably almost double.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's 60,000, and this is true of all American cars because of the stupid import duties that all these other countries put on us. So $60,000 car will cost about $120,000 in thing. Now the Chinese who are buying Tesla, they got the FU money to just spread out. They don't good leasing. They just buy it with cash. So China's got a lot of billionaires, all right? So does India. So does Bangladesh. So does all these little countries we think don't have money. Why do you think good old Donald's in Vietnam? Vietnam's got more millionaires per capita than we have. And it's not because they're like always taking money from us, because they are a fast, high developing country. That's the reason why they're making those type of monies. So we can't always blame them. Oh, they're like producing more millionaires than us, so they must be doing something like really taken from us. Not always, okay? Stop with the blame game. So, but here, a $60,000 Tesla. Now, if they open a Shanghai plant, which they are about to open, do you know what Tesla's going to be at? Tesla's not just a technical stock. So if they open the Shanghai plant, which is opening, and that news is coming any day now. It's already there on Bloomberg. I think I forgot to put it up. The Shanghai factory. They're very close to getting it done. What do you think that $60,000 car that they produce with the high wages and everything that we have here, labor unions, all that stuff, even though, is going to cost in China? Instead of $120,000 or $140,000, how much do you think it's going to cost? Trina, answer. Come on, take a guess.
I have no idea.
Okay, it's $60,000 it costs here. Let me try to help you. You're not stupid, okay? It's common sense. It costs almost double that with the 50% in tariffs and transports and all that stuff. 50% more, 100% more in China. So if they build it in China, how much do you think it's roughly going to cost there? I'm not asking for a precise answer. I'm asking for an estimation. If you're a trader, that's how you got to think.
Cut in half, I guess.
You're telling me a $60,000 car will cost $60,000 in China if they build a plant there? All right, forget it.
Yes.
It's probably going to it's probably going to cost $80,000. There has to be a markup.
Oh.
Okay? So it's going to cost like 33% more. Not $120,000. You think they're going to sell more or less cars at $80,000 a car?
More.
Obviously. That's it. So is the stock price going to be affected positively or negatively? Because the biggest world market of our electric vehicles is China. It's the smallest market here. How many people do I know have Tesla? I have a couple of neighbors who have one guy like has every single Tesla that comes out. But how many Teslas do you see on the street? Yet the Model 3 is the fastest selling sedan in America. But how many Teslas do you see there in the US? The US is the smallest market for hybrid cars because the adoption of electric cars in the US is very low. China's the biggest market ever for electric cars. You know why? Can somebody answer me why?
Because they just use them pretty much probably to drive back and forth to work.
No, because it's got the shittiest pollution ever in the world. That's why. So China's well ahead of the game of environmental protection because they, if you ever go to Shanghai, if you go to these fancy cities like Beijing, the smog is so bad. Or if you go to Hong Kong, which is one of the most expensive city in the world, you got to wear a frigging gas mask to walk outside. We are blessed here because of the environmental, our air quality. The reason China is so much into electric vehicles and stuff, number one, they don't want to depend on oil so much, which is fine, but because their air pollution is horrible, Jody. Horrible. You could live in Chinese billionaires, like they have so much money, and yet they hate the air. You go to Hong Kong, you can't open, the smog is so bad, it feels like the frigging Martians landed in the morning with some like spaceship, like you can't even breathe. That's why they are big into electric vehicles. Understood?
Yes, understood.
There you go. Read up on it sometimes. Very interesting, So China is well ahead of the game. That's why companies like NEO and stuff are, picking up. They're always, they very much, we always say, oh, China doesn't do environment. That's not true. China actually has more money allocated towards cleaning up the pollution because the pollution is so bad. Really bad. Like we think the pollution in New Jersey is bad. I mean, come on. This is like the Swiss Alps compared to what Beijing is or Hong Kong. All right. So Tesla, answer to your question from a stock standpoint. Yes. So right now we're down here. We are at after hours. We're around 309. As long as this level doesn't break, Trina, the 290 level, as long as 280 doesn't break, we're good to go. I personally think the stock is destined for 350, which is the gap fill, and that's what I'm shooting for. In the meantime, I'm making money for people by telling them to buy Tesla right at the bottom on the dailies. It's a very volatile stock. I never put too much in it, but I'm always taking like 100% or 150%, on that. Joe, do you have any stock before I sign out?
How about Booking? I haven't traded it, but I just saw the chart today.
Yeah, Booking, I didn't even bother looking at the chart. The stock went down 200 points. This is a very ugly chart. At this point, I mean, honestly, okay, the options were so freaking expensive, I kind of stayed away. I'll be honest. Okay. Yeah. I mean, no, did I? Because I have so many positions in my thing. I think I bought one like at all the way around 2100 or 2120. It cost me like $3 or $4. Very little.
Yeah.
So I think I've blown up on that. Yeah, I did. I didn't even look at it. So this is an ugly chart. From a technical standpoint, what it's saying, whatever happened, I didn't know, because we had so many other winners on the other side, was that at this point, the stock would be a screaming buy around 1600. Now, is it a short all the way to 1600? At least technically on the daily, looks like there was huge institutional sell-off at 1600. See that? And let me show you. Thanks for bringing this up because that's the first time I'm actually seeing it. So look at the volume. Now this volume, Jody, is known as capitulation, which means massive funds are sold like 2 million shares of a. Whoa, I can't even calculate that. I'm pretty good at math. So what's 2 million shares of $1,800 stock? That's like billions and billions of dollars, right? What dump? Yep. So I would like to see this settle somewhere. So looking at a technical chart on the daily, simplistically speaking, I would pretty aggressively go buying around the 1600. What's above that? Because it's such a heavy stock, right? 1641. Around that level, Jody. Because at this point, there's going to be a lot of institutional margin selling. Individuals don't really own Priceline. You know why? Because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like buying one stock for $1,800, does that make any sense? I mean, it's almost like hilarious. Like, I can't even sometimes buy those options because they're so expensive. Because I'm a tactical trader, so I'm looking at myself like, I want to make a double on the options, but why should I pay $2,000 for an option? Because that's really what it is if you want to buy close to the money. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So my suggestion to everyone who's listening to this, don't bother. Yeah, I throw out some nice booking things at $2 that go to 8 or 9. That's only when I see those big this type of movement. Otherwise, I stay away from it. So at this point, I'm going to be definitely monitoring it because this was huge capitulation. There is good and bad about capitulation. Capitulation means everybody who wants to sell, sold. But the other side is there has to be some follow through. Not everyone can sell in one day. So I'm going to wait for it, some sort of technical bottom. I don't think it's going to 1600 because everybody thinks it's going to go to 1600, but somewhere in there we'll have a trade. But if options are too expensive, just don't bother. Yeah, sometimes I'll buy one call at $1,200 and they go, what was the one that went through the roof? Chipotle was one, 1,200. No, what was the one? Oh, that went to $57. I know AutoZone was one of them, but what was the one we just did? And I mentioned it a couple of times. I just had one call.
Mel. Melly?
Melly was one. No, it was another one. Another one of my big movers. It went from 12 to 57. I sold it like at 24 and then at 25 and then I'm sorry, 30, and then I just saw it going higher and higher. TTD. Remember Trade Desk? Come on. If you guys are not following my Twitter feed, please. Trade Desk was up humongous. The stock went from 160 to 200. That one call. So that's another suggestion. Start focusing, because things you will find on my real-time Twitter feed is not even a $15,000 course with Online Trading Academy will teach you. So wake up and follow those. TTD, Trade Desk. All right, so that's where we are with booking. Square, let's look at that. I love what happened today, and I like the fact that the options are cheap. Who doesn't like options, which is $1, $2, $3, $4, $5? I hate options when they cross over $10. This one's looking good. It's hitting a resistance here, but I still think after what happened today, this is huge. This is huge. When was the last time you saw a candle like that? Exactly. So the next move is basically here, a max move, which is around 87. I put it out there, and let's trade it. And upper end of this channel, this acceleration channel, is 88, 90. I think Square can go to 90. Now, last word. We are coming into March. Be careful, because March generally, I would say I would give it another week or so before the market really tops. We're getting close to that. Be selective. Don't go nuts. But I would say that by March, I'm going to throw out some day counts here from back in my old days, all right? The day counts are March 8th, which is next Friday. The market could hit a nice top. Now, why is March 9th important? Anyone remember? Anyone know the significance of March 9th?
No.
Okay. March 9th, 2009. The markets hit rock bottom, depression lows, with the S&P at 666. 2009, March 9th. It is the 10-year anniversary of, and that's the last thing I'll show, of the stock market from what happened. Let me see if I can go back that much. Yes, I do. There we go. Look at this. Kids, wake up. Like I started the thing. Okay? 666, the devil's number. I still remember being on Wall Street. Oh my God. The trip. I left Wall Street around the end of 2010 because I realized the markets will never be the same. These are completely automated markets, and I refuse to live my next 10 years and my rest of my life explaining to my institutional and high net worth retail clients why the markets do what they do, even though I was pretty damn good at it, and I'm a lot better at it now. I refuse to be a financial psychologist. That's why I left. And my company sued me. Like, oh, why'd you leave like that? Your clients are unhappy, blah, blah, blah. I said, did I take any clients? None. So they came up with all these false charges and stuff, and I told them to take a hike. And that's where I am. My conscience is clear. All right? So March 9, 2009 to where we are going to be by next Friday is going to be 10 years. Okay? 10-year anniversary. Will it be the top of the market on the 10th year anniversary? No, but I think we probably have like a week or 2 weeks before the market has a nice. And that shows up on all my S&P charts. All you have to do is look at it. We go a little bit higher. Like I said, a couple of 100 points on the Chinese deal, but I think President Trump is doing a great job. And but then we have to rest a little bit. So 10th anniversary is March 9th, 2019. All right. Now you know some market history. So far, On the monthly charts, every candle looks pretty damn good, but there is that major level of resistance that I keep on telling you all, which is around that 2850 level. So 2850 from here is roughly 70 points on the S&P, which, as Trina would correctly say, is roughly another 400 to 500 points on the Dow. And that's it. I think we rest a bit after that. And all kinds of different news catalysts will come in, and it should be by the mid-March or so time frame. And it will short, and we'll play some trades here and there. Remember, not every stock goes down when the market comes down. So that's your 10-year anniversary, guys. Have a great evening. God bless you all. Jody, you're a gentleman. Trina, you're a fantastic lady. And take care of everything, and let's just make it happen. In every market, bull or bear, there is always the same challenge. There's always the same doubt. There is always the same trepidation. But you gotta make some money. You gotta be selective. You gotta be quick. You gotta be at the same time disciplined and patient. And there are certain stocks that I'm mentioning, specifically on the biotech side and maybe some on the tech side, that will get bought out. It will require patience. Always keep on rolling the calls. And one day you're gonna wake up with a gazillion% under your belt. God bless you all. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
Thank you.